sunshine, a perfect world on a perfect day. Everything always works out. I have never felt so great. All smiles and sunshine, a perfect world on a perfect day. Everything always works out. I have never felt so
Well, big surprise. Last week, the showstopper got his big chance and got stopped. So now it's time for whoever the hell makes the decisions around here to recognize that I'm the only superstar who deserves a title shot at WrestleMania.
Cena, we've been through this already. You had your chance and you blew it.
What? Because I messed around with Tori Wilson? Is that what this is about? Man, I'd kick it to the curb in a second for a chance at the WWE title.
Oh, really? Well, in that case...
Before you two get all worked up out here, I just wanted to remind you that I've got a rematch clause in my contract, and I'm planning on exercising it later this month at WrestleMania.
Come on, man. After getting your ass beat last week, you don't believe that Stephanie is stupid enough to put you in the main event at WrestleMania?
Excuse me? I'll give you a #1 contender match right here tonight against the WWE Champion.
Wait a minute.
And Shawn Michaels will be the guest referee. If you win, Cena, you're the #1 contender. But if you lose, Shawn Michaels goes to WrestleMania for a rematch.
A #1 contender match tonight between John Cena, the champion, with
I'm getting over it, pushing past all those it ain't getting right to the root of what the problem really is. The reasons for the misunderstandings, the emergency landings on a plane headed for home is where the heart was living till it was without feeling and started revealing itself to everyone else by just packing up, moving out, saying it could do without a barely able to say but running out of the mouth. So I'm tearing this and everything else between me and what I wanna do. So we say this, I'm tearing you and everything else between me and you to memory. I'm stronger now even after everything that you did. Still alive and kicking. I'm better now, I'm awake now.
Champ, it's HBK. Listen, as tempting as it is for me to abuse my position as special referee tonight, and as much as I'd like to see Cena lose, I'm gonna call this one right down the middle. So you're gonna have to bring your A game unless you think Cena actually deserves a shot at your title. But if you can pin Cena 1, 2, 3, it'll be you versus the Heartbreak Kid at WrestleMania.
Wouldn't feel so second the second I put you first. It made the situation worse. Cause you wanna take advantage and control of the things that I manage to keep under control. Like my happiness, my family, and all of my music, my music, my music, my music, yeah. You had it all, you chose to abuse it, abuse it, abuse it, abuse it. So I'm tearing this and everything else between me and what I wanna do to pieces. I'm tearing you and everything else between me and you to memory. I'm stronger now even after everything that you did. Still alive and kicking. Better now, I'm awake now, I can see everything in front of me. I'm stronger now even after everything
position here, to say the least. John Cena is facing the WWE Champion for the right to a title match at WrestleMania, with Michaels as the special referee. But if Cena loses, Michaels gets the title match.
This smells like a setup to me, JR. Shawn Michaels has this nice guy act down pat, but come on. Everyone knows he's going to be using this situation to his advantage, and that's exactly what Stephanie McMahon is hoping for.
If John
You think you know me?
Welcome to Raw and Boomer Sooner, everybody. This is Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler, and I couldn't be happier about coming home to Oklahoma City tonight.
These Oklahoma fans are fired up and ready for the greatest superstars in sports entertainment.
And they should be. I've seen the lineup for tonight's show, and I honestly don't think it could be any better.
This match has the potential to be an instant classic, and I think these fans are too stupid to realize it.
How can you say that, King? How can you insult the intelligence of these WWE fans?
Well, I heard that we gave them an IQ test, and the results came back negative.
Folks, I've got to apologize to the King here tonight. He must have gotten up on the wrong side of somebody else's bed this morning. And there he goes! The submission is locked in!
Oh my gosh! He might make his opponent tap right here! I'd ask you who you want to win this matchup, JR. He's got his opponent locked into submission, JR. This could be it!
It could indeed. He might force his opponent to tap out right here. You're not going to get him with that one. He's a slippery devil. These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR.
They have indeed, King. I don't think there's an ounce of quit between them.
Yeah, and that's where things get flat on your back with your shoulders on the mat is no place to be.
Sounds like this. What a match! I can't remember the last time I saw... My God!
Did you see that? Cena just flattened the Heartbreak Kid with that steel chair.
That's not what I saw, King. I saw Shawn Michaels take a proverbial bullet for the WWE Champion.
HBK is out like a light. I think we're going to need some medical attention out here.
Shawn Michaels just sacrificed himself to save the WWE Champion from a vicious chair shot from John Cena. But at what cost?
Red eyes, just keep my heart beating, your secret safe with me. Just drive a broken arm mirror so our past won't look so tempting. I never thought it'd feel at least until they found me. Stay close, dear. The note on the floor says I wish that you were here. I never thought it'd feel this good to quit. Failure tastes so sweet. I'm not afraid anymore. Forgive me.
What's up, man? It's Chavo Guerrero. Looks like the two of us have a match tonight, Holmes. I know the title's not on the line, but you...
Cena just attacked the WWE Champion on his way to the ring.
Cena said he was going back to his street roots, and this looks like Street Fighting 101.
Come on, punk. Come get some. Get off of me.
We need some help back here.
It's a good thing for the champ Shelton Benjamin showed up, but I don't think he's in any shape to compete after that.
Would you look at this? The champion is refusing assistance. I think he still intends to go.
You think you know me?
I cannot believe that this man still plans to face Chavo Guerrero just moments after getting ambushed by John Cena. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Raw, live tonight from Las Vegas, Nevada. Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler.
I'll tell you, JR, if I were a gambling man, I'd bet everything I own that this was going to be one of the best Raws ever.
I wouldn't bet against it, King. I know what's on the schedule, and let me just say that these fans have hit the jackpot tonight.
Ask you who you want to win this matchup, JR, but it's been pretty obvious since the start of the show who you're pulling for.
I'm trying to remain as objective as I can, King. Quite frankly, I'd rather see a good competitive matchup than see a particular superstar win or lose this thing.
Oh, come on. Everyone knows you play favorites. You're always trying to kiss up to the fans by talking to whoever they're cheering for.
I've never been a kiss-up in my life, King. which is more than I can say for some people. I'd call him like a...
Oh, man. I've been in this hole before, JR. This brings back some bad memories.
I can understand why, King. I can't even imagine the pain being inflicted here. This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
They sure are, JR, and I love to hear it. Look at this, JR. Can you imagine Smackdown putting on a match half as good as this?
No disrespect intended for our Smackdown colleagues, but no, I can't, King. I truly believe Raw is the dominant brand in sports entertainment. He's taken every advantage in this matchup, and it looks like he plans on taking a few more.
If he's not the dirtiest player in the game, JR, he's a shoo-in for second place. Look at this! He's grinding his opponent's face right into the steel cable of the ring rope.
And that's the kind of move that will have you reconsidering whether or not you're in the right business. And it's been reversed.
There's the reversal!
A textbook reversal there.
These superstars are putting on a great match so far, JR. But if they drop the ball, these fans will let them hear about it.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. These competitors know that their paychecks come straight from the WWE fans. They're not going to let them down.
Yeah, but if...
He's got his opponent in a pinning predicament. He almost got the 3 count, but almost doesn't count.
So, JR...
The submission has been expertly applied, and now it's just a matter of time.
That's right, JR. You've either got to break the hold or get broken by it. After some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR, I think we'd better remind the folks at home not to try this stuff themselves.
That's for damn sure, King. The WWE superstars are trained professionals.
And even they don't walk away from every match in the best shape.
They sure don't. We've seen more than one superstar taken out here on a stretcher.
Wow! Listen to these fans, JR!
You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all the people some of the time, but there's no fooling the WWE fans at all.
These superstars sure aren't going easy on each other here tonight.
What'd you expect, King? This isn't ballet, you know.
Oh, really, He's going for it, JR!
What a spear! And we ain't talking Brittany. That'll put your lights out permanently. He's a slippery devil.
I think I know who's going to win this one, JR.
Oh, really? Enlighten us, King.
Wait a second. Why are you so eager to hear my prediction?
Because I want to know who's going to win. And 9 times out of 10, it's not the superstar you pick. Boy, when you look at these superstars, it really drives home the fact that Raw is the dominant brand of sports entertainment.
Oh, there's no doubt about that, JR. There's not a superstar on the Smackdown roster who could hold a candle to Raw's finest.
I wouldn't go that far, King. There are quite a few Smackdown superstars who I'd love to have on.
I don't think this is going to work, JR.
The size difference is just too great.
This match has the potential to be an instant classic, and I think these fans are too stupid to realize it.
How can you say that, King? How can you insult the intelligence of these WWE fans?
Well, I heard that we gave them an IQ test, and the results came back negative.
Folks, I've got to apologize for the King here tonight. He must have gotten up on the wrong side of somebody else's bed this morning. Well, you can't ever accuse the WWE fans of being shy about saying what's on their mind.
You sure can, JR, and I don't think we'd have it any other way. You talk about about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other.
They're not playing with kid gloves, that's for sure.
We knew we were going to see a heck of a match, but this might turn out to be... No. Go ahead and say it, JR.
All right, I will. I think this one's got all the makings of a bona fide slobber knocker. These superstars are going to put each other through wrestling hell tonight.
They've already got a pretty good start on that, JR. What does he think he's doing? He's just showing off for the crowd now.
He's wrestling the match his way, and I think it's going to pay off, mark my words.
It looks like they've slowed the match down a little, and I think that's some good strategy right there.
It certainly is. I'm sure they're well acquainted with the old expression, fools rush in.
Is that why you always seem to be in such a hurry, JR?
I think I've eaten a little too much good Oklahoma barbecue in my day, King, to hurry anywhere. This is a classic matchup, King. I'm so glad the WWE fans are getting the chance to see it.
Yeah, and I'm happy that I'm getting to see it too, JR. I just wish they'd pick up the pace a little.
Oh no, this is classic old school wrestling at its finest. You, of all people, should be able to appreciate that, King.
Wait a minute, JR. You're not trying to say that I'm old, are you?
Of course not, King. Although there was that rumor going around about your social security number was 1.
I've been looking forward to this match all night, JR. I can't believe it's finally underway.
This has been a hotly anticipated contest, and as far as I'm concerned, it's living up to the hype.
No question about that, JR. The fans certainly seem to be into it. That's flat on your back with your shoulders on the mat is no place to be.
You think you know me? Here's your winner.
John Cena did to you tonight, and I couldn't believe it. Look, I didn't want to admit it, but I think I made a huge mistake when I chose him over.
smiles and sunshine. A perfect world on a perfect day. Everything always works out. I have never felt so great. All smiles and sunshine. A perfect world on a perfect day. Everything always works out. I have never felt so
Hi! I just wanted to tell you that I haven't been so happy since, well, since the first time.
You think you know me?
I'd be very, very careful tonight if I were this man. Ladies and gentlemen, Raw is live tonight from St. Paul, Minnesota. I'm Jim Ross, here with Jerry the King Lawler.
These Minnesota fans have been waiting a long time to see the Raw Superstars in action, and I know they're not going to be disappointed.
They certainly won't, King. The Twin Cities are never going to forget the day Raw came to town.
It's like he read his opponent's mind. I can't believe he countered that one. Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's going to go.
What are you talking about, King? I think this is still an extremely competitive match that could go either way.
You know, JR, it's obvious that the only exercise you get is stretching the truth or jumping to conclusions.
Well, judging from the shape I'm in, I don't appear to be doing too much of either, King. You're looking pretty fit, though, I must say.
He countered that one perfectly.
Boy, when you look at these...
Yes! That was an incredible move! What strategy!
Strategy, Michael? Oh, my ass. That's cheap, plain and simple. This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
They sure are, JR, and I love to hear it. So, JR, are you enjoying the match so far?
Yes, I am. I think these superstars are putting on one hell of an exhibition here tonight.
What's your favorite part of it so far?
I don't think it's happened yet. My favorite part of the match will be when you quit yapping and let me enjoy it.
Now, JR, keep your words soft and sweet because you may have to eat them later.
I tell you, King, sometimes I get exhausted just watching these superstars compete.
I know what you mean, JR. I don't think most people appreciate what incredible athletes these WWE superstars really are.
You've got to have some excellent conditioning to be able to do what they do.
Well, that's the name of the game, JR. You gotta keep moving. No dog ever peed on a moving car.
Oh, that's a lovely image, King. I'd ask you where you come up with this stuff, but I don't think I want to know, quite frankly. Sounds like this crowd's got something on their minds, King.
Who cares about them, JR? Look what's going on in the ring. I think I know who's going to win this one, JR.
Oh, really? Enlighten us, King.
Wait a second. Why are you so eager to hear my predictions?
Because I want to know who's going to win. And 9 times out of 10, it's not the superstar you pick.
It looks like they've slowed the match down a little. And I think that's some good strategy right there.
If there's the submission, there might not be any way out of it.
There better be. We're going to see a tap out right here. You talk about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other.
They're not playing with kid gloves, that's for sure.
We knew we were going to see a heck of a match, but this might turn out to be... No. Go ahead and say it, JR.
All right, I will. I think this one's got all the makings of a bona fide slobber knocker.
Oh, boy. These fans have got something on their minds, JR.
Well, they paid for their tickets, King, and they've got a right to say whatever they want. He's got that submission hold locked in.
He sure does, JR. He might make his opponent tap out right here. This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely...
The submission is locked in. This could be huge.
Oh my gosh, JR! You can't go long without tapping out to this.
He countered that and made it look easy.
You gotta respect the commitment and the dedication.
There's some evil intentions in the eyes of that man right there.
There it is! Spear! You gotta give him credit for that one, JR. After some of the things we've seen in this ring, JR, I think we'd better remind the folks at home.
He's got his opponent in a pinning predicament. A count of 2, and the referee's hand was coming down for the 3.
You can look at any professional sport you want, JR, and you won't find more incredible athletes than the WWE superstars.
You're not wrong, King. They compete every week until they are physically incapable of continuing. There's no off-season in the WWE.
We're not talking about running a ball down a field or slapping a puck into a net. This is serious physical competition.
It sure is. The toughest athletes in the world are on the WWE roster, and that's a fact. I think this crowd has decided to exercise the right of free speech.
God bless the First Amendment, JR. I think we're going to find out just how much punishment the human body can withstand here tonight.
I think you're right, King. These superstars seem intent on taking each other to the limit.
I love that attitude, JR. Go big or go home.
Well, these superstars sure aren't going home until this match is settled once and for all.
I've got to say, JR, I'm really impressed by what we've seen here tonight.
How could you not be, King? These are some of the finest athletes in all of sports entertainment.
I know that, JR. I'm just saying that this has been a great match so far.
It has indeed, King, and I think it's only going to get better from here on out.
Look at this, JR. Can half as good as this?
No disrespect intended for our Smackdown colleagues, but no, I can't, King. I truly believe Raw is the dominant brand in sports entertainment.
And you hit the nail right on the head there, JR. The dominant brand, not the slightly better brand or the sort of superior brand.
Absolutely not. I'm a Raw man, and I have to believe we're head and shoulders better than the competition.
You won't get any argument from me, JR. Smackdown's the minor leagues as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you can't ever accuse the WWE fans of being shy about saying what's on their minds.
You sure can't, JR, and I don't think we'd have it any other way. These superstars are putting on a great match so far, JR. But if they drop the ball, these fans will let them hear about it.
I don't think that's going to happen, King. These competitors know that their paychecks come straight from the WWE fans. They're not going to let them down.
Yeah, but if they don't keep the fans happy...
If wishes were fit...
Look at the fans, JR! They know what's coming next!
They sure do, and there it is! The FU! What an impact! He went straight for the pin. No eyes on him. He was a split second away from a 3 count.
You know, JR, when I saw this match on paper, I wasn't too sure about it. But it's turned out a lot better than I thought it would.
I'm not at all surprised, King. I knew this was going to be a terrific matchup.
Oh, come on, JR. You're just talking through your hat. Speaking of hats, when are you going to get rid of that silly thing anyway?
Right about the time you stop wearing that crown, I'd say.
Wow! Listen to these fans, JR!
You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all the people some of the time, but there's no fooling the WWE fans at all.
Boy, it's a... Look at that! He's busted wide open! This is great!
I don't know what's so great.
He's a 3 count away from a pinfall!
You think you know me?
Well, King, we've just seen a preview of the WrestleMania encounter between the champion and the challenger, and it looks like Raw's got one hell of a main event.
Huh? What was that? Sorry, I got distracted by Tori Wilson. That champion is one lucky son of a... God! Tori Wilson just turned on the champ!
And that thug Cena drilled him with the WWE title. It's Shawn Michaels! It's Shawn Michaels! We haven't seen him since Cena injured HBK 2 weeks ago.
Sweet chin music! Oh my gosh! HBK may not be able to compete, but he can still hit that high note all right.
icon has headlined plenty of WrestleManias, and I know exactly what's going through your head right now. You're feeling the pressure. You're feeling the weight of expectation pressing down on you. All I have to say is this. When your music hits, just let it go. You made it this far for a reason, and that's because you're the best. Present company accepted, of course. Anyway, you're gonna put that punk John Cena in his place once and for all.